Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, that picture of Martha looks like it could be real. Like, I just expect it to start talking. That is adorable. There's there's the real Marty. Will the real Marty please stand up? Welcome, welcome. I'm excited to have all of you here. I really look forward to these Q&A sessions because I'm in these one-on-one sessions with you throughout the month. And then I'm seeing you guys on these much larger calls and seeing you on the Facebook page, like working your stuff. And it's just fun to land with all of you here and have more of an intimate conversation within the bigger group about what's going on and what your next steps are in your business. So just love these Q&A days. They feel like, cozier than like the big calls. It just is like, okay, this is my crew. So I'm excited to be here with all of you today. Welcome, welcome. We're just going to give a few minutes for women to arrive. Yay, Michelle's here. Welcome back. Devashi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, good evening, as they say.
Yeah, it could be good morning, good afternoon, and good evening because I know that you're all spread out over here. You're in different parts of the world. Where I don't even know where Charisse is. It seemed like she was in another part of the world than from California. And I've got East Coasters and Midwesterners, and I've even got a woman in Africa, but I don't see her here yet. Okay, so we're gonna just get started here with a couple things. This is your Q&A call. This is your action day. There's gonna be an action step posted for you on the Facebook page. And we're gonna ask that you turn on your videos. We're not doing breakouts today, but we are just getting connected and taking a moment to turn on your video camera, to look at the screen, to give your entrepreneurial sisters your eyes, looking at the beauty that's reflected back to you here, giving a little nod that you're part of this whole, this greater whole, giving the, yeah, I love the little signs and the waves and the thumbs up and the high fives and the knuckles. We're here together. We're building our businesses. We're making actions, big and small, at a time on the planet that feels so uncertain. We're doing what is scary at a time that feels even scarier. And let me know you're with me if you also feel like, even though things are more uncertain than maybe they ever have been in our lifetimes, that it feels even more important to take these scary actions in building your business. Yeah, I know. I feel it. It's like the two are going together. You'd think like as the world becomes more uncertain, we would be like, right, running and hiding under a rock and waiting until, things are over again. But no, we're here. Like, we're being called forth in even more clarity and power than ever before. So just welcome to this call today and all being together on that page. Go ahead and unmute yourself, and let's just give a big wahoo for building our businesses at this time. Unmuting yourself. 1, 2, 3.
Wahoo!
Okay. I really encourage you to get your voice in when we do those. If you're like me and you're one of these people, like, don't get me wrong, I'm as woo as it gets. Like, I'm doing all kinds of, sounding and stuff in my other life, right? But when I got on here and it was like, go sister, and yes, goddess, and woohoo. And there was part of me that was like, I don't really know if I'm into that. And it took me a while. But the truth is, you really want to get your voice in here. You want to get your voice heard. Whoa. Major echo. There we go.
You have a powerful voice.
And so I really encourage you to get your voice in here on these calls, you know, to let yourself be heard, to bust out of that, you know, little quiet space that you might be in, or afraid that your neighbor might hear you and your coworker or who, wherever you're at, or, you know, and just let your voice be heard, because that is an energetic claiming that you're doing this. And it can just really help open you up right here on these calls. So don't miss those opportunities when we do the Wahoos, even if you feel like you'd rather not. I encourage you to do them. I want to start off with a couple celebrations. And I also recognize on the Facebook page, I was perusing it and I don't see her here. She's actually in the middle of a major move. But we had a sister just book her, who's in our group here, coaching with me, book her first paying client. And this is a woman, this is Deanne. She has been with us since the spring. She helps healers. She's like a healer for healers, and she's amazing. And she just booked her first paying client. Sparkle fingers for Deanne. We love you, Deanne. We know you're moving. Go ahead and unmute yourself and just pipe up and tell us this is small or large. And you don't have to have a big, fat, whopping, you know, brand new client for 4,200. Like my other client told me yesterday. That's my other big celebration. Where is she? She is also not on here. I had another client get on and tell me she has two first paying clients paid her in full for 4,200. So lots of new clients and full pays coming into the space. We want to all ride that wave together. But I want you to get your voice in here and just celebrate even a small step that you took. Maybe it was just getting visible in a really smaller capacity that you were really afraid to do, but you did it. And I want to hear about that. So what can we celebrate you for today? Marty, and then Devashi.
Okay, that's my buddy. My buddy Devashi. She's my first buddy ever. I worked in total isolation on another universe. And Devashi joined my universe for a brief moment. It was so exciting.
That's a celebration. That's a huge celebration.
I'll go back in hiding now. Go ahead.
Okay, we're celebrating that for Marty, that you have a buddy and you love her and you're feeling out of your isolation. That's huge. Mwah, big kiss for you. How about you, Devashi?
Oh, I've had about a dozen buddy calls. So it's been just trying to ongoingly check in with people and not stay hidden.
Mm-hmm. Good. The extra support. I love that. Big kiss for you. Connecting out there, networking in this group. Okay, Archana, I see your hand up. What you got?
I am actually stepping into action. I am feeling I can do this. For the last 2-3 weeks now, have connected with several sisters. I've figured out my niche as therapist, but I was like, how am I going to find them? And I'm finding the more I'm asking the question, more answers are coming. So it's just, I feel like almost there. It's going to happen any moment now.
You're right on the edge. I feel that in you, and I see that in you. You've really been stepping out and showing up in more ways. And I know when I see that in all of you, like when I see one of you, it's like I just start to see this little takeoff point, you know, and then things start happening. So if you haven't noticed, check out Archana on the Facebook group or on these calls and see what it's like when that momentum starts happening.
Oh my God. So it was 2 weeks ago, or was that 3-day training that Sage was talking about visibility, or maybe I asked about how to create members in my Facebook group. And she was saying, go live in your personal account. I was trying to be with my family. That was it. That was the turning point. So the next day I went live on my personal account, but that was still kind of hiding. I was showing nature and sort of sent them a nice kiss. And then last week, after seeing clients, I was just moved to really speak something and be seen. And I did a 10-minute video on my personal page, 340 views. 70 or so comments.
That's a huge celebration, 70 comments. And that's how it happens. You know, like you stepped out on that personal page and you were doing the nature, the all else. And then suddenly like next week, you're like, wait, like I really have something to say today. And it's 10 minutes and it's hundreds of views and 70 comments. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Love hearing that.
It's sort of like opening up the tap.
Yeah, totally.
And now I want to do it more.
Awesome. Big kiss for you. Mwah. I see over here on chat that Michelle set up her business Facebook group or Facebook page finally. Woo woo. Brenda didn't want to wake the house. We love you, Brenda. We know it's early where you are. And awesome. These are great celebrations. So this month's theme is list building. That's what we've been talking about. I'd love to take your questions on list building today. Of course, I'm willing to take your, any question that you have. We want to keep moving you forward right where you're at. I also want to make sure that you know why list building is important, right? And list building could be as simple as getting more women into your Facebook group in this moment. Like that to me is good enough of like building a list. And it may not be collecting all their emails. You might not be able to be doing all of that in your group, but you still have a group of people, potential clients that you can engage with right away through videos, posts. You can be engaging with them, Facebook challenges. That's part of your list right now. And then also if you're somebody who has already had their website set up and you've got some opt-in pages that you're working on, that's part of building your list as well. And why we're building these lists is just because these are our potential clients and our leads. These are the people that we're connecting with. These are the people that we're engaging with and really inviting out into our trainings, our free offerings, so that we can have some conversations with them and convert them into wonderful paying clients who want to do transformational work, who want to make a change in their life, and they're investing in themselves through us. So I see some hands going up. I did see some hands go down, but now is the time to put your hands up. We're going to coach for the next while here. And as always, you know what I forgot? I forgot announcements. Let me skip over to that for a minute. I just have two brief announcements today. The first announcement is the bonus Kajabi call. It's coming up tomorrow, 2 p.m., 12 to 2 p.m. So 12 p.m. Pacific for wherever you are in the world. It's 12 p.m. Pacific. It's noted in your calendar tab. Our trainer is Michael Neely. He is a gem. I love that man. And he's awesome. And he's teaching us about Kajabi. So that's tomorrow. And then we also want you RSVPing for the November retreat, the Rock Your Online Stage retreat. And sorry, maybe I got that wrong. I think it's Rock the Stage. And an email went out last week. There are details in your events tab in your member site. So make sure you're checking out that events tab and then RSVP to us. I think the RSVP date they wanted was actually on Monday. So if you raise your hand if you've already RSVP'd. Let me see how many of you. No, okay. That's only a couple hands. So I'm glad, okay, there's a few more hands. I'm glad a few of you have RSVP'd. I'm actually getting a list of all my clients who have RSVP'd and who haven't really soon. And I'm gonna be reaching out if I haven't heard from you. We're gonna start, tapping into you because we want you RSVP'd, we want you there. Why? You guys, this retreat, super hot motivator for wherever you're at. If you're sitting on the other side of your computer right now and you're feeling like, I don't know what I'm going to do next, and I'm still confused about my message, or I feel overwhelmed and I need to, take a break and, take care of myself. Maybe you feel like you're not far enough behind, got behind somehow. Story. All of it's story. Raise your hand if you're willing to admit and put down any story you have about where you're at with your business and where you're not at with your business. I want to see those hands go up. Okay, this is the moment right here to put the story down and just recommit to showing up. And showing up to these events, making these events a priority. We put so much love and energy into them for you. You guys get so much value out of them. And it kills me when I see a client who didn't make it to the event and then they're struggling, because I know that the events are a major boost in your productivity and your motivation and your momentum. So if you haven't RSVP'd, boogie on over to your events tab and RSVP today. All right, that's it for our announcements today. So this just a reminder, consider what your biggest gap is right now. Remember that we're really creating our success by asking the right questions. You want to ask the right questions here. What is your biggest gap? We're not going to be able to answer all of the, things, all the big questions you're having all at once. We want to know what your biggest gap is. And when I call on you, I want you to start with the phrase, my question is, right? So we're practicing not going into the backstory first. So we're starting with the question so that myself and the group can really track more easily what we're learning from these questions. And so we just really want to honor these minutes with the group. They're precious. We just ask you to be succinct. I'll be taking notes over here as we go. So we're going to just dive in. And I got my hands up over here. Let's start with Janice.
Hey, Shannon.
Hi.
Okay, my question is, I feel like there's a lot to do, and I'm having, so it's not about list building, so we could pass on this, but I want like just the next step, because I get stuck in stupid things. So I got stuck on what the fuck my Facebook page is going to be called, or whatever, my group. And I couldn't move after cause I was like, that's the next step.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
So I got it. I called myself out and I said, I'm to my partner, I'm giving you a title. I don't care what it is by Tuesday. And I just did it. I just claimed something because I could change it if I need to.
Awesome.
Yeah. But now I'm stuck because now I spend so much time on that. I don't know where to go next.
Okay. Let's talk about this. This is super helpful. If you're stuck or you're wondering why certain things are, there's a plan here. And the plan is that we get really clear on our niche, which you're clear, Janice. Yeah. I know that you're clear on your niche. So this is good. After we get clear on our niche, we really want to know that we have a really solid marketable program outline. So even if you're in Facebook Landia and you're trying to figure out all the pieces of Facebook groups and get people in there and do Facebook challenges, great. Those are really great things to be doing. And we don't want to bypass the marketable program outline and how much we're charging for it and the content we're, going to want to cover with them. You don't have to have all the content, dialed in and written out, but what content do we want to cover? What are the steps, right? And then from there, and so in your library, your marketable program is under P for program. So if that's not something you feel like you are 100% sure on, then remember, it's going to be really hard to sell any of these potential clients into, into becoming paying clients with you if we aren't clear on that program. So that's going to be your one next step.
I'm clear on that program. Well, I got to say, actually, I'm clear on 2 programs. That's my problem.
Okay.
And so I already have clients that pay packages for me for 3 months at a time. And then there's another program that I kind of want, that's like I want to do that's more affordable for people, but that actually is like for groups, And but I know that wherever I put my attention is where my business is going to grow.
Yeah.
And I'm really split a little bit on where to put my attention.
Okay. So when you say you have 2 programs, is that what you're feeling split on where to put your attention?
Yeah.
Okay. And the 2 programs are either packages or this group, more affordable group situation.
Correct. Private coaching or group.
Okay. Now, some of you may not have had clients yet, and some of you may already have clients. Janice has already had clients, though not in ELA because you just started with us.
Yeah.
But you've already had paying clients.
Yeah.
So group is maybe a little bit more of a, reachable thing for you. But remember, even for you, Janice, and for all of you, we're recommending that you start with one-on-one. We're recommending that because we really want you to get this program dialed in and fleshed out with these one-on-one clients. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't, once you have 3 or 4, paying clients in your program, that you can't incorporate them into a group, dynamic. Like you could put them into a Facebook group together. So all of your private clients get this, wonderful, loving Facebook group where they can connect. You also could add in a bonus group call so that you could start to do group work with them, once a month or something like that. That's a way to kind of evolve your one-on-one practice into group. The reason why we don't recommend you go out and try to launch a group program right out the gate is because launching a group program actually takes a lot more higher level skills and pressure to get all of your enrollment systems, your list building, all happening at once and all systems firing so that you can generate enough potential client leads, have all those conversations in this time frame, be able to make really good offers to these potential client leads, have all these enrollment conversations in this small time frame, and then get them all started at the same time. It's kind of a beast to figure out if you're someone who's still trying to figure out how to pull leads into paying clients into your program and get them through your program successfully. It's kind of a beast, right? So that's why we want you to get really dialed in and comfortable with getting clients converted into your program. So for you, Janice, I would say, I love that you're selling packages because you're still receiving money and you're still doing transformational work with your people. But for you, you're going to want to make that laser focus on really developing your program. And your program ideally is going to include whatever they're getting in their package with you, plus some extra cool stuff, right? Like some extra training, some extra content, and, a few other bonuses that you might be able to build the value up of this program so that when it comes down to it and you have a potential client in front of you or on the phone, you really only have one thing that you're offering them, and it's this program. And the only reason why it's the only thing is because it really encompasses anything that you were giving to your other clients in those packages, right? Yeah. So that's the goal. So for all of you and for Janice, it's working that marketable program training, stepping through the steps that you're taking your clients through, looking at how much coaching am I giving them? What does this mentorship include? What's the content include? What are the steps that I'm taking them through? And really getting that dialed in and deciding on your price so that you can get your first, 3, 4, 5 paying clients through that program. So I'd say that's your next big step. Guess what happens when we're clear that this is the one thing that we're selling? All of a sudden, the name of our Facebook group becomes super easy and clear.
Yes, thank you. All right. I look forward to that.
Cool. Good.
That's so awesome.
But I'm glad that you put something down for now, because it's not like you can't be having that in the background right now. And it's not that you can't be inviting people in there and even practicing going live. You totally can. Just don't let yourself get stuck on those names, ladies. If that's the thing you're stuck on, just put something up there as best you can. Stay focused on the steps with your niche, your marketable program, and then the rest is going to be falling into place once you have that foundation, those foundations started. Your Facebook group is going to suddenly make more sense and matter a lot more. Okay, cool. Thanks, Janice. Okay, let's keep moving here. I'm going to go to Audrey.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Audrey.
So good to see everybody's faces. Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
So I'm kind of like Janice a little bit. I'm like major scattered all the time because I start one thing, then I go and start the next thing.
Yeah.
So I think you probably answered some of the questions already, because after the Launch Your Movement ended and we had those bonuses, I was watching Shay's stuff on building the digital online courses, the digital ones, because I started to do that before. And she was talking about just putting like $29 courses up there that people could be a part of. And so I thought, oh, that's really good. I already have stuff that I could do that with. So then I'm like, okay, am I just going down like another rabbit hole?
Who said to do that? I'm just curious. Who was it?
Oh, Shay Wasmond. It was one of the bonuses that we got from Launch Your Movement.
Shame on us for giving you that bonus. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sure she has something powerful to say. What I want to say is don't go there. Don't go there, ladies. If you're starting, remember how we told you information diet? And then we like give you all these other bonuses, and those bonuses are great. And when I hear $29 course, I think to myself like, okay, great. Like lead magnet, great. But don't go there yet. Like information diet, when you just join ELA, remember, stay focused on ELA. It's what you're paying the big bucks for, right? And so any of these other bonuses things, if they start to distract you in another, or it's conflicting information, I would say shelf it. Like, don't even turn toward it or listen to it if it feels like it's taking you off of what ELA is directing you to, because this is what you're paying the big bucks for, is a plan to get some high paying clients in the door right away. And a $29 program, here's the thing about those can work really well, but I think you need to be really well established before you try to launch one of those, because you need a really solid list. It takes a lot of extra effort to make something valuable like that, and then to be constantly marketing it. And that's something that's going to become much easier once you have your foundation for your business built and once you've got paying clients in the door. So I would say to any of you who are looking to just do some kind of a membership or a, low priced product, it's going to take you as much time, energy, and focus to sell that as it is going to take you to get your first paying client who's paying you a couple $1,000s. And I really want to see you guys getting those clients that you can do the real work with, and instead of struggling to build your lists and just get enough people to buy a $29 product to add up to a couple $1,000s. It's a little crazy making in the beginning. Does that make sense?
Totally, yeah.
Okay.
I knew that's what you'd say.
Dang it. That's what my daughter says all the time. I already know what you're going to say.
Yeah. Well, it's good because we already know that, right? But it just gets us a little bit back focused where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I guess, I'm back to, because we're going to be having our call on what my program is going to be, right? So what is it that you want us to have kind of in place before we do that call? Like all the steps of the program? Like I just want to be, because I think I have it, but I want to.
Yeah.
It
can be super simple. There's a marketable program in the training that you'll see in your library. There's a marketable program worksheet. Just working that worksheet and filling it in is good enough. The other thing I want to show you guys is your success trackers, right? Your success trackers are super important. I've been going over them with you in your one-on-one sessions and getting you guys on board for these. I know that it's hard sometimes to figure, out where to go, but this success tracker is between me and you, and each of you is really important, because I really want to see where the gaps are with you. And I want to see that you have these things started. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's something that is, your description, all of this stuff can be an evolution. Your money goal can be an evolution, but I want to see you guys putting these things down there. So right now, these top 45 lines are basically where we want to know that all these foundational pieces are coming into play for you. And so your program can be as simple as, I know I'm starting one-on-one, so I'm just ignoring my group here, right? And I'm just going to fill out this one-on-one, and I'm going to put my title in, how many months it is, how much I'm charging for it monthly, how much the full pay is, what are the benefits, what are the results. I'm clear about what my results are, and they're going to be listed there. And then down here below group is, what does it include? How many modules, and what are the topics? Number of calls that they're going to get. Are they going to get a group call once there's a group built, or, a couple of them in there? How many one-on-one calls are they getting? Are they going to get any mini retreats, VIP days, anything like that? And are there other bonuses that you're giving them? So as long as you have the basics, and you can remove group if you're focusing on one-on-one right now. You don't have to remove it. You can just ignore it. And just have those basics down. And we can cover those together, and I can just go, okay, yeah, like this is making sense. It sounds good. Like this is this is really sellable. That's all you need to have.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. I forgot about the success tracker, so that was a good reminder.
Yes. Success tracker is in your coaching tab because it's really a coaching resource. It's what we coaches want to be seeing you guys working on. So that's in your coaching tab. It's also in your coaching prep form. So when you go to book your coaching sessions, it's now asking you to put your link in for your success tracker. When you make your success tracker, you make your copy of it, I highly recommend that you bookmark that page. If you're not really big into using Google Docs, which it's created in Google Docs, but you're not a major Google Doc user, it's super simple. Once you have your tracker open, it's a living document. It lives online at the URL that's right in your URL bar. And you can just bookmark that and call it your success tracker, so that every time you get into your browser, you open up, Google Chrome or whatever you're using, you have a link right there to your success tracker. And I'll have that link too once you've shared it with me. So cool.
One other just really quick question. We were working on the map that you told me about, my money tree.
Mm-hmm.
So can I send that to you on a Google Doc or something just to see what you think before I pay money to get it done up?
Why don't you put that on the Facebook page? I was just talking to another client today who, was talking about this idea that she had. And I was like, wow, that's a really clear visual map I can see you creating, right? So as you guys create any kind of free offering or map or something like that, you guys are, thinking about as a free gift or something that you're putting for your clients, and you want feedback on it. Does this make sense? Does it look right? Put it up on the Facebook page and get some feedback from us over there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a great
Thank
place
you.
to share your resources. Yeah, great. Big kiss for you. Mwah. Okay. Next up, we have Michelle Sophia.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so I have a simple question and then another question. My simple question is, how do we search in the library again? I forgot the function key.
Oh, searching in the library. I know for my Mac, it's like Command F when you're on the actual page.
Okay.
Hit Command F and it should open up a search function. If you're on a PC, you'd probably have to Google it. I'm not sure what the PC key strokes are, but you should, in your membership site, be able to open up a search function and be able to search for keywords on the different pages. So if you're looking for stuff, it's helpful.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah.
And then my other question to you, as far as list building, I'm very excited. I'm in process of having my website set up, and I'm wondering, with my opt-in pages for my list building, I'm working on having that, obviously above the fold, the way Sage had recommended. And I'm stuck between the concept of giving them the free gift or going right for the discovery session. And I'm wanting to get your advice on that. Like, part of me wanted to give them the free gift and then follow up and offer them the discovery session if they, and because I'm just doing simple meditations for the gift. And I just wanted to see what you thought of that.
Okay, so the option was give them the free gift and then follow up for the discovery session,
or do you just go right for the discovery session above the fold on the website?
Oh, totally up to you. You can do both. Now, I think free gifts are great because, you're giving them a little bit of content to engage with and following up with that discovery session. If you don't have a free gift, then just having your free gift be your discovery session is totally fine. But if you have a really great free gift, like a meditation, I would get them opting in for that and then be following up with them for that discovery session. Remember that a free gift should be really clear about what the benefit of the free gift is. It's a meditation, and this is exactly what the meditation is going to help them do, the benefits, right? Same thing if you're talking about an opt-in and it's a discovery session. Again, we want to know what is the benefit of the discovery session. So for example, I'm offering profit planning sessions. In this profit planning session, we're going to get a simple profit plan for you to grow your business. Makes sense, easy to understand, and they know what they're getting in that session. So yes, it could be either or, but I like the free gift if you have one.
Yay, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Big kiss for you. Mwah, it's good to see you. Okay, bouncing. I want to get up to the top of the list here. Arlie. Hello, Arlie.
Here I am. So I just unmute myself. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Hello, hi everybody. Building lists, if that's the topic. One question. I opened my Facebook group in February, the Fearless Vocal Expression Facebook group, I invited like just tons of women that from my Facebook friends one night when I came home from a gig, all excited. I'm like, I'm getting people in. Had like 150 people in the next day, but I don't have any of their emails. So then I realized, after, 300 and some people were in there, that I should put a question in there. And I had the question in there earlier, but then I didn't know how to, I missed the step to make it where they can write in. It was still like yes, no.
Mm-hmm.
So then, okay, got the question in, they can write their email. I'm not putting them in a database. I'm being lazy. I'm taking pictures. But what's one of the best ways to go in and get email addresses from people when they're already in the group? That's one question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I started with too much story.
That's okay. It is going to be something like an opt-in. So if you have a free track that you want to offer the women in your group, and that they could sing maybe like something they could sing along with or test their own voices out, or something that leads them into fearless vocal expression, and you want to offer them that free track, you could create an opt-in page to get that free track where they'd have to put in their name and email. And then you could be offering that to them in the group, posting that in the group, like, oh, if you want this free track, I made it just for you, get it here. And then they're going to be opting.
I don't know how to make tracks yet. I need to learn.
Oh, okay. I heard you had a CD, so I thought maybe you knew how to produce
if they want to get one of my CDs, like one of my songs from my CD, but like for me to make something for them to sing along to, that's a skill set, that's a gap. I have a keyboard.
Well, then don't do anything that's, beyond. Let's not make it harder. Just if you want to give them a song for free that, and tell them why you're giving it to them, why they should have it, and they can opt in to get that song for free, then that's a great thing to do as well. Could be really any freebie. Doesn't have to be a song.
Yeah. And then I used to have a 900 name email list that crashed. I haven't been doing emails for years. What platform is recommended by ELA?
Well, we're definitely, I would recommend you get on the Kajabi call tomorrow, because we're definitely recommending Kajabi as a one-stop shop. It really helps you with your opt-in pages and your email list. And it also is where you can set up your products for people to buy through. It's a great tool. It's actually a tool that we've been waiting years to get in the industry, because we used to have to use multiple different platforms and weave them together in all these crazy technological ways. And now there's really smooth operating systems like Kajabi. And we do recommend Kajabi. We also use over here OnceHub. It's kind of a beast in terms of price, and so
what's it called?
Recommend that. Oh, I'm sorry, not OnceHub. It's called Entreport.
Oh yeah, I've seen that, Entreport. Okay, and then the last question: people have opted in with their emails through my website. If they've opted in and given me their email address, can I just plug those in if I sign up with Kajabi? Like if they've already opted in somewhere else?
Yes, I say that with hesitation because I don't want to say anything that goes against some sort of law. But we've migrated our lists onto different platforms. I think once somebody's opted in with you, they have given you permission to email them. If you move platforms, you can carry that through. I think it's a law that you have an unsubscribe button on your emails. And so, again, once you get those emails migrated into whatever new platform you're going to go with, you can be sending them, those emails, and they obviously can unsubscribe.
And then is there a place in the program, I'm sure there must be, can you tell me the name of the place in the program to reach out to a dead email list? Like tips and pointers and scripts. Like, you know, there's people, I have emails for people, but I just haven't used them in years.
That's a really good question. And I'm not sure that we have anything specifically for a dead email list, but I know that there are some list building stuff that's in your library. And I want to say it's down in your list building section. I
have not familiarized myself with the website yet, with our home base.
Okay. Let me just check this here. There are re-engagement campaign email templates. So in your library, under L for list building, there is a couple things you could look around. You know, there's nurture sequence emails, how many emails to send, list maintenance. But this one, I think, was the one you're asking for. It's called re-engagement campaign email templates.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Big kiss for you.
I see the floor.
All right. Moving right along. Just taking a stretch. Stretch with me. It's so good to move, especially in these seats or stand-up desks, as it may be. Okay. Let's hear from Brenda.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Hi, Brenda.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. With my challenge, I wanted to explore my name. My question is, so I've got make friends with your money, or what was the other one? Value your time, value your money. Which do you think rings true? So I'll be focusing on your money and also about how you spend your time. I know a lot of people they make money your loyal friend. So yeah, just wanted to.
I love the make friends with your money. I think we need to know why making friends with your money is important. It's implied for sure. Like, it's intriguing to me, make friends with your money, but it would be even stronger if I heard because making friends with your money is what gets you more money or something like that, right? Like, we need to know that make friends with your money, that's the key to having more, kind of a thing.
So would that not lengthen the thing too long?
It's like a subtitle, right? So the title of your challenge could be make friends with your money. And then you could have a smaller subtitle that says, that's the key to having more, something like that.
Okay. I was going to do a 5-day challenge, but now that I'm back at work, it kind of makes it hard. And money is all about the ones, that's abundance. So that's November. So I was going to do 11 o'clock for the challenge. And then she started on the 1st of November. I know that's a Sunday, but it's kind of important seeing its abundance. So I was just going to do a 3-day and offer a 395. I know you said to just do discovery sessions, but I'm actually advertising it and I've got a landing page done. So I was going to do a 395 for 2 sessions.
2 sessions with you for 395. Okay. So first of all, I think doing a 3-day challenge is great. You know, there's no reason why you need to do a full 5 days, ladies. If these are your first challenges and you're just starting to get going with your challenges, 3 days completely acceptable. So don't feel like you have to do a 5-day challenge. I think I love that you have this auspicious, energetic, numbering that you're doing at 11 a.m. It's going to make more sense to you than it is the other people until and unless you tell them about it during the challenge. And it could be like a fun tidbit that you add in to just kind of create some more, fun energy around money and how to play with it. Right. So 11 a.m. is great. Starting it on a Sunday, really experimental. Sundays could be a day where people are more available, and Sundays could also be a day where people aren't really online. So you're going to have to really see if that works or not. I could go either way, to be honest. At this day and time and age, I can't say whether it would go one way or the other right now. As long as
I started on the Saturday and just preempt them kind of for the Sunday. I mean, that's the other thing.
Well, Saturday to me is the same as Sunday. The question is, are people online on the weekends? I walk away from my computer on the weekends unless I have a reason to be on it. Now, that said, I was on my computer all weekend because I was doing a workshop. And so I was on, right? I had a reason to be there. So if you give people a reason to be there, Saturday or Sunday could work, but it's going to be all about how you promote it.
Excellent.
Okay, so
and the money.
The money. I gotta say, I'm not, I'm gonna be honest with you guys here. I'm not recommending that you make a paid offer. I'm just not. Not if you don't have paying clients right now, and not if you don't have a private program that's actually launched that people are in. The reason why I'm not recommending that is because I do a lot of sales all year long, and I know what it takes to get people to hand over the money. It takes connection. It takes them being super clear on what they want and what they're getting for the money. And that's why we want to teach you guys the enrollment conversation. And I've had so many clients hop on these calls or get on the Facebook page and say, oh my gosh, the enrollment conversation works. It works. It actually works. And it's true. It works. And that's why I don't recommend you guys skip over it until you're further down the line and ready to make bigger paid offers. Okay. So give them a reason to get into a discovery session with you, get on those discovery sessions, make them those offers. Now, I would also say, you said $397, and that's two sessions.
Special.
Yeah. I would really encourage you to make the most out of all this energy that you're putting into your Facebook challenge and getting people there, because I think Make Friends with Your Money is a great title. And I think you're going to be able to get people there and get them engaged. You're going to all this effort. They're going to get these discovery sessions with you. Why not sell them into something more than $397, where they're actually going to get a little bit more of your time so that they can actually make a big change in their money? We've gone to all this effort. Like, let's use this conversation. They're going to buy. They're either going to say yes or they're going to say no. It's actually not going to matter whether it's $397 or $997 and 3 months or just 2 sessions. And I think there's so much value in offering something, 8 weeks, 3 months at a higher price, because you've already worked so hard to get that lead to the point where they're actually making a decision.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Big kiss for you, Brenda. Mwah. I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound contradictory to what I just said. I think that you guys selling smaller packages, if it's a matter of getting some paying clients through the door and just getting yourself going and selling a couple small packages, is totally doable. Okay. But in terms of your plan, in terms of your ultimate business plan and doing your Facebook challenges, I really want you guys to be looking at your marketable program and then making offers for those discovery sessions to get them into your marketable program. And if you get a smaller package out of it along the way, kudos, go with it, play with that. Okay. Charisse, what you got for us today?
Hello. Yeah, so my question isn't around list building. It's around the niche soup that I feel like I'm back in, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the moment, my mission statement is I guide women who are holding themselves back by playing small, step into alignment with their wild souls so that they can show up, express their unique gifts, and create a life of impact. And then I rewatched Sage's little niche call that she had while we were on the marketable program one. And she said something that really struck me. She said, your niche is you. And then I was just like, well, my journey has been one about finding purpose. And my purpose has very much been around being able to overcome pain. So turning pain into purpose. But now I'm like, how do I how do I niche into, and what is that niche? Like, what is the niche of people who've been through stuff and they want to like create their purpose from all the beauty that's come out of overcoming that?
Yeah. Awesome. So a couple things that are going on just to help us get clear. We're always looking at I'm always thinking in my mind of that Venn diagram in the Niche Clarity book that talks about the different niche areas, and we really want to land squarely in one. And, you know, purpose oftentimes is like career, because women, you know, when they get on purpose, they really want to know, like, what am I doing? How am I going to make a living off of my purpose? So that tends to lend itself to career. Though some of you are doing, you know, different work with that. That's okay too. But pain, trauma, healing from that, that's going to be more maybe down in the relationship area, or we could even talk about it in the health and wellness area. So what I would say for you is, what is the main, so turning pain into purpose. I love that as an overarching theme, like maybe a title for your program, something that kind of is more about your brand and less about your marketing message, because your marketing message is going to need to get more specific, right? So pain or purpose is you, but what kind of pain are we talking about? You know, like, what kind of pain do we have to be experiencing in our lives? And also, if we're saying purpose, we're assuming that this person who's in a certain type of pain is also longing for and seeking greater purpose in their life.
Yeah, so that's the interesting thing, because I've been reflecting on this, and like I feel like the people that I'd love to attract in are the ones that have already, like, they're no longer in the victim mindset, because having been there, I know I wouldn't take help if it was given when I was actually in that area. But it's more that they've already made the decision, and they've almost started their healing process, and then help them through the healing process, because I do a lot of energetic work as well. So actually, it's kind of funny, because when you were talking about your client earlier that had a big win, like healing the healers, like really struck me as well, because I'm friends with a lot of those kind of people, and that's who I think I attract in anyway. So I don't know if it's maybe something I need to, because it's, yeah, I'm definitely really passionate about people wanting to make a huge difference and like share the love.
Yeah.
So I'd
What
like
I'm
to.
feeling and hearing and what you're saying is you really want to work with, you know, entrepreneurial women who are looking to make a bigger impact and who are, you know, trying to build out what their purpose is. Now, you may not be wanting to help them or trying to help them with building their business or even getting clear on what their purpose is, but you might be the person who's really helping them clear the pathway to do that. Like, there's a lot of personal work involved in being able to actually embody your purpose. And so if you want to target these women who are trying to create a bigger impact, and they know they need support with that inner work so that they can make that bigger impact. I think that's the direction I feel like you would be going in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, inner work for entrepreneurs, something like that.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Big kiss for you. Okay. Marlene, you're next. Let's hear from you.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, I'm so glad you did. I was just starting to get sleepy. I'm trying to pay attention.
You're in the hot seat now, sister.
Everybody's asking such wonderful questions. I even got some of mine answered, so I changed my question. I'm sorry I was a few minutes late and I missed if you gave us restrictions for what we're allowed to ask, but I do have
There's no restrictions. The main thing was to not start with your backstory and to just give us your question, starting off with my question is, and letting us know like what that big question is that you have.
Okay, my question is, I have an existing client, went through 3 months. She's now in the 6 months. She's in month 4. And I got a text saying that she thought she needed to take a break from her sessions. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Of course, I'm freaking out. Try not to act that way. And this same person has done this when they were in the 3-month program. Almost every month they were in the 3-month program.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they just had a good, like 2 weeks ago, she was talking about how amazing life is and how much she's learning being in the program, and how, and all of a sudden it just went like this. And I don't know what happened. I think it's not that it matters. I know it's probably on her side. I don't really feel like it's the coaching.
Mm-hmm.
But what my question is how do I pull her out of that? Do I try to keep her in for 2 more months? Or do I just say, well, take a break, and if you want to call me back, you can? I don't really feel like that's a good thing to do, but.
So I love this question because these are tricky places to be in with our clients. And these are issues that we're figuring out on this, you know, we've been figuring out for years on this team, and I've had a huge hand in developing policies for this. And so I know that this can be a major pain point when you're struggling with clients. And what I want to say is that this is really about learning to have hard conversations with your clients, for one, and you're going to want some framework for how to have those hard conversations. You're going to want to have, I think we have a hard conversations template. I was just looking to see if that's in your, where that would be in your library. There is a conversation grow, well, anyways, I'll look for it and see if I can find it and post it for you guys. So just making a note, hard conversation template. You're going to want to have something in your back pocket. It's an important thing as a business owner to have, right? And you need to be able to enter into these conversations with confidence and with clarity and with leadership, so that you're really taking a stand for your contracts, your business, your agreements, but then also taking a stand for your clients and what they signed up for. And it sounds like this client is really, showing you a pattern, right? Like if she did this in the 3 months, and now she's doing it again, she may need you to reflect that back to her. And one of the things that I will say in those kinds of conversations is, I feel like I may not be able to help you get your results. And I wouldn't say results, I would actually insert the type of results that we both know that she's going for. I may not be able to help you get those as we agreed upon when there's too much separation between you and the program. And and I say this with total love, but I see that this is a pattern for you, and that your growth is getting sabotaged, potentially sabotaged. Do you see that? Do you feel like this is you sabotaging your growth? And then ask them to have that conversation with you a little bit. Now, that said, somebody may have some life crisis, or they may need a legitimate pause. Most of them might have money issues, like they were just pausing because it's a money issue. And this is where you need to really have strong policies around how you deal with clients and their money issues. So, we can't always be, you could send people to collections. That's an option. But, if you're not into sending people to collections, you're really looking at focusing on each individual client and where they're at and why they're up against this thing. Again, it's going to be going back to the objections. And this is another template that you can be using, your objections template. And that one is in your Grow Conversation training. It's called the I Can't Afford It. And you want to have that also in your back pocket for when it comes down to the money conversation, and having them remember why they invested and what they agreed to. Once that's due diligence, right? The due diligence is having these conversations, finding out what the separation is between them and the program, getting them to talk about that with you. Once you've done those pieces of it and you've gotten underneath it, that it may in fact resolve the issues. You're learning how to have these higher level conversations as a business owner. And you also want to have a policy about when people do you even let people pause your program? And if you do, what are the parameters of that pause? Do they still need to make some sort of small payment in their interim? That's usually a wise thing to do, because if they're saying, I just need a pause, you want to keep them committed and you want to keep the financial commitment solid. And so maybe you're taking a small payment during the interim pause. How much pause are you willing to give them? Is 30 days pause okay? But if we get to a 6 months pause, we know that they never come back. So we don't do 6 months pauses. It doesn't benefit them or us, right? Know what your policies are around this. And then if you are going to let them out of an agreement, how are you letting them out of the agreement? And is there a fee for letting them out of the agreement, the financial agreement, for the work that was agreed upon originally?
Well, another piece too, I mean, I'm going to look up all those things, and those are all, I don't even know what it is yet. Although when I sent the text, I tried to stay on positive, and I just said, I said no problem at first, just trying to validate, because I felt like, me, I feel it all. So I was feeling that she was just stressed. Her response to me was much better than the original thing that she sent that sounded very, cutthroat or whatever. But, the holidays are coming, and that was my first thought, is that's usually when people get a little wiggly because of the money.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Christmas.
I'm just going to pause you there for a second. And I'm going to say, there's going to be multiple reasons why people get wiggly or scared, multiple reasons. And they're going to reach out in the times where they're scared. And so it's really important that we don't make up, even if we're psychic like you are, Marlene, and you probably know on some level what's going on for her, that it's still really important that you don't make it up, and that the conversation is really key. Even if you have a really clear sense of what it is that's come between them, you still got to have a conversation with them and invite them into it. And so anytime a client reaches out, it's good to just have a process in place of like, okay, a client reached out with a request to postpone or cancel or, put a payment off. What do I do? My first line of response is, have an email template that says, thank you so much for reaching out. I want to hear where you're at. I really need to chat with you regarding our agreement and what's going on for you with the program. I want to hear what's come up. Let's hop on the phone. Something just super, easy and responsive, and it gets them booked on your, give them a link to book with you in the next few days or something like that. So that's all that needs to happen, is just, getting her on and having a quick response back to her. And then letting her tell you what's come up.
Okay, well, this is a growing pain, which I'm grateful to have. At least I have a client to worry about what to do with, right?
Yeah. And remember, when you're in these conversations, ladies, refocus them back on what it is they said they want. Mm-hmm. And it is going to be, another template to have for these hard conversations is your grow conversation. It's almost like going back to the grow conversation of get them refocused on what is it that they want, what are they struggling with, because they might just be back in that pain point again. And they're going to need a reminder about the growth that they're saying that they want. A powerful opportunity for, breakthrough.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marlene. Big kiss for you.
Thank you so much. Very helpful.
Good. Great. Okay, let's keep going. Devashi.
Hello, Shannon.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Hey, before I get to my question, I have to back up to your first answers, because it got confusing to me. I understood that you said do a group after you do one-to-ones, because it's just the amount of energy they have to take, and that you're testing out and building your program. But I was writing down notes as you were saying it. You said get 3 to 4 clients through a program. And and this relates to my question, like, what is the actual process? Do you make them a one-to-one client first, or do you offer them a program? And is it the same as being a one-to-one? I'm confused there. That's my first question.
It is. It's the same. When I say a private client or a one-to-one client, that client is in your marketable program. And your marketable program is serving them with you one-on-one. They're getting some content, mentorship. They're getting one-on-one time with you, some hand-holding, some coaching. So that program is designed to serve them one-on-one.
So if I'm thinking of a marketable program as a group program that would have, that's where I'm confused. That then you get them each discovery call into a marketable program, then you've got a group program.
If you get 5 people into your marketable program, you absolutely can put them into a Facebook group. You absolutely can be giving them a group call or a couple group calls, or maybe a group retreat where you invite them all to come together to do a, retreat with you, something like that. Absolutely. The marketable program, it evolves into group once you've got a good client base going.
Well, how do you have a program, say it's a 6-month program, and as you go along through those months, how do you add people into your 6-month program if they're, they have these live training sessions based on modules that you've created?
You would start off, because getting 5 people into a 6-month program and starting them all at the same time and everything, that's what I'm calling the much bigger challenge. Because imagine 5 people paying you for your 6-month program. That's going to be like maybe 15 to 20 discovery sessions.
Or more, yeah.
Or more, right. So when we have 15 to 20, when we have our businesses and our groups and our Facebook challenges built up to the place where we can generate 20 discovery sessions, then we'll be ready to launch a group program and get everybody going all at the same time. But right now, just to get started, and where you're at, Devashi, and where many of you are at, is you're looking to get your first, second, third paying client into a program. And so to do that, we know we need to have, 5, 10 discovery sessions. And those may come in 1, 2, 3 discovery sessions at a time right now, as we get our Facebook groups built and our Facebook challenges going, and we start giving speaking engagements and all of that. We may be getting, 2 and 3 discovery sessions here, 2 and 3 discovery sessions there. We want you to convert them into paying clients and put them into your 6-month program, but they're really starting, their 6-month process starts, now, and then you go and you do your next, Facebook challenge or your speaking engagement, and you get a couple more, and their 6 months can start there. So your process, like the marketable program that we outline, what you walk them through, that can really be started at any point.
Okay.
As you put individuals into the program.
Okay,
Once you've gained momentum on that, and we're able to generate 10, 20 discovery sessions, then we can be talking about launching a full-blown group.
Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that your one-to-ones have a structure called a marketable program.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just you're having a coaching call based on whatever they want to talk about. You have a structure that you've already planned. This is what we're going to offer. This is where we're going to go within this time frame, right?
Exactly. It's a beginning and a middle and an end. And it can totally be flexible. And some people are going to need different things out of the structure. And some of them are going to need certain things over here, and other ones are going to really need the other things over here. That's okay. The structure is there to really give us a container for the work that we want to do with people in our niche, right?
And then how would the group program, once you get 5 or 6 people going through that, how would you transition them into a group program? Would it be like you just said, you just add them to a Facebook group, but if they already came through it, they would already be there, but it would be a paid Facebook group? And then, I don't know, in my mind I had, and maybe it's because I'm thinking group program I had. 6 months, 6 modules, get people in, and then I stacked out what the modules would be per month, including, you know, a 2-hour rollout module, 1 week, a 2-hour follow-up, how's it going, a 2-hour Q&A, and a 2-hour interview. That's I'm talking a group program is what I'm talking about, right? But you're talking about one-to-one program.
Yeah. So at first, all of your modules are going to be deliverable one-on-one.
Okay. So my question, I just want to be clear on what you said.
My question
is, just starting, I'm a newbie, just starting, the ways to get the discovery calls, we can do polls in any group that we're in. We can research other groups and reach out to individuals, research them individually and DM and connect. We can do interviews with people who are already in our list or connections. We can make email sequences.
Yeah, I know. And I think you're reading off of the handout we went over. And so I'm curious, what is your question about these?
I'm just saying there's so many things that we can do, including challenges, and I'm just confused. Like where, I don't have to do everything, but where do I start? What's my next step? Like I want to have a picture in my head. Okay, I've got a challenge coming up. So do I do the polls and the interviews and the Google Word ad search, then do the challenge, then do discovery call, pardon me, then offer the one-to-one program. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The challenge to the discovery call to the one-to-one program is the basic model for that. All the other stuff is like feeders into the challenge, right? Like PMing people, inviting them to your group and to your challenge. Interviewing people so that you can promote your challenge, or interviewing people as part of your challenge to entice people to come into your challenge. Your challenge is really the nucleus for all the activity and engagement that you want with potential clients, and all these other little things around creating polls and doing interviews. Those are ways to create that engagement within that nucleus, right? So you've got it right, from challenge to discovery session to your program. And remember to do your program like we talked about earlier on this call. Make sure you're clear on how that program is outlined, and you know what your discovery session title is and all of that good stuff. And then yes, with your challenge, you're going to use those strategies, email, boosting posts, in order to get people to your challenge.
Got it. I just have to have a mind shift from the one-to-one, the groups to the one-to-ones.
Yes, I think that's your big shift.
And if in, say, the challenge, I was wondering if after the challenge it would be helpful to do like a 2-hour workshop on something specific that people were responding to before they get into the one-to-one, or should the one-to-one just start right away?
From the challenge to, okay, you can do, so we're saying a couple things, like there's a masterclass, which would be like a 2-hour kind of mini workshop, right? Or you could do like a 3 or 5 day challenge, or you could do both. And I just want to tell you what that looks like. Let's say you do a 3-day challenge, and at the end of the challenge, you invite people to this VIP, or this masterclass. They've been in the 3-day challenge. It's maybe been like 30 to 45 minutes, for three days in a row. And then you really get people to come to this other masterclass. Now, look, you're making the path to them becoming a client longer, and you might lose people along the way. So it's important to recognize that. Once they're in your challenge and you've got them engaged, if you then put another thing in front of them to get to becoming a client, like a masterclass, you may lose a couple people along that path. That's not, there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to know that might happen. But then your whole challenge is going to be not about getting them into a discovery session. It's going to be about getting them to come to the masterclass.
Okay. You know, the reason why I thought about it is that in my test challenge, I'm calling it, I didn't get into the, I offered discovery sessions, but I didn't say anything about, I said that, you know, I have a program, but I didn't do anything about talking about how much it cost or anything like that. I was like, oh, we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks in a 2-hour session.
Yeah. And so that's probably just where you were at, you know, confidence wise, right? Like what you were confident with actually putting out there during that challenge. And maybe you wanted to, you know, instinctively put that conversation off to the masterclass because you thought, I feel like I need to give them more value before I give them this offer, right? So instinctively, you're feeling that way. You could totally do a masterclass, get everybody to this masterclass. It's more free time. And like I said, it's one more thing for them to buy into. However, if that's where you feel like you can give your best offer in like a 2-hour time block, then great. Don't give them the price on that masterclass either, though. Remember, we're never giving them the price until they're in our discovery session.
Oh, okay. So I did right. All right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have wanted you to give them a price on that Facebook challenge anyways. I just would have wanted you to give them a really solid reason with benefits of why they would want to get that discovery session with you, that free one-on-one session.
Okay. So probably in my next 5-day, I should spend time talking about the discovery session more than just mentioning it, right?
You should give a solid offer. You should use the offer template in your Facebook challenges and masterclasses. You should be using the offer template, the offer formula to give a very solid offer for your discovery session. It should not just be a mention at the end of whatever you're doing. It should come, you know, in the second half of your challenge or masterclass, and you should leave time for an offer and use the formula that we walk you through in the offer training.
Great. All righty.
Yeah. These are great questions.
Okay. That gave me a lot of clarity.
Good. Big kiss for you, Devashi. Mwah. Okay. Cheryl. Oh, did we just lose Cheryl? I think I called her name right as she disappeared off my list.
Well, thanks.
Oh.
I was actually going to, I don't know if you have somebody to take, I have to get my daughter here like in 5 minutes. But
okay, gotcha.
Or we can make it really quick. We can make it.
Sure.
So, and I appreciate the lady who just went because it really helped a lot. I had a lot of those very same questions and confusions. So I guess my question is too, I hadn't figured out the challenge, but I've been working out the format of what I think this program could be. Mm-hmm. So, and 2 people ago, they were talking about, I was thinking of just throwing them right into a program, but you're right, since I probably need to test it out first. So my aspect, for those who don't know what I do, I say I help single pet lovers who struggle with dating to move forward with a positive pet loving soulmate, realize their strengths and how to discover their perfect match. So the program I'm getting them into, I'm calling it How to Fetch Your Perfect Date or Mate. I'm still playing with that. I don't know if it's, if it needs really more or if that's just fun. Or...
I will tell you, I want to give you a little bit of feedback. I was confused. I think I actually know the answer to what you're trying to do, but with the wording, I was confused about whether you were trying to help them find their perfect pet soulmate or their actual person soulmate, human soulmate, while they're doing pet loving activities.
And I get that. Some people think at first I always mean the pets, and it's like, no, it's for the humans.
Yes. And so I think we need to
be pet people who happen to be pets.
Yes. I still think single pet lovers is super fun, okay, and catchy, but we need to be super clear, like single pet lovers finding your perfect, human partner. And
go ahead and actually be very clear. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Human. So I came up with like an 8-week program, mm-hmm. and that helped in the last one where I guess then I just take people individually first through the program, and then that's where I would figure out, what maybe is working, what's not working.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. 8 weeks is a great place to start, working with somebody 8 weeks, this single pet lover, and getting them out dating, you know, through this idea of, you know, connecting with other pet lovers is the idea, right?
Right, right. And the date wouldn't even happen until about week 6. That then I challenge them to everything they learned up to that point, and then to actually, they have to approach 5 people, yeah, and then do a date. And then
Which is awesome. So I think that we remember, if these people are looking to date, we want to lead with that result, right? Like they want to date. They want to find, you know, they want to find people that they want to find their perfect partner. And they want to date. So you can lead with, you're going to get out there and date. Even if it comes in week 6, that doesn't matter.
Right.
We've got some work to do before we get to the dating part, right? But I think 8 weeks is a great place to start. I would definitely take some clients one-on-one into the 8-week process. I think after you have 3 or 4 people in that 8-week process, you're going to be very clear about what it is you want to do with them, maybe even more broad, like, or not broad, but like longer term, right? And you can start, you know, expanding that marketable program into something that's longer, and your confidence is going to be boosted because you would have already taken them through it. And so you'll be ready to sell something bigger and longer.
So at least a 3-month, maybe the next step, and then a 6-month.
Yeah. I mean, I would either start, this is my recommendation for all of you. I would either start with something like an 8-week or 3-month program in the beginning. If you feel overwhelmed at the thought of selling a 6-month or year-long program. Okay. So 8 weeks or 3 months is a great place to start for selling a marketable program in the beginning. I wouldn't recommend that you then, if you start with 8 months or 8 weeks, you then go to 3 and then 6 and then 9. I think from that smaller program, you'll know when you get there if you want to do 6 months or 12 months or something like that.
Right.
And then you can easily stair step it up there. But let that be on the shelf, and let's get you super dialed in with your messaging so that you're really getting some great leads and you're selling them into your 8-week or 3-month program.
And is it usually that when you do the one-on-ones that then those people don't really continue with you, that was kind of just a trial to figure things out, and then it's just a way to attract new people?
Oftentimes they will continue with you. Yes, oftentimes they will. So it's totally possible that once you have them into that program, they're going to want to stay with you to do more work. So if it's 8 weeks, and let's say that you have this goal of helping them find their soulmate, and it's going to take longer than 8 weeks, but you're going to start with selling an 8-week program in the beginning. You want to dial it back to like, what's a baby step that you can get them in that 8 weeks?
Yeah.
And the baby step might be to just get out there and start dating, right? Even though the promise is that you're going to find your partner, we can still hold that possibility. But in 8 weeks, we're realistically just getting them out dating.
And then when they do continue, is it more one-on-one after that, or is it then you devise 2.0 of what your program is? Because I don't know if they could really repeat, because if a lot of the steps are, if they've already done those in that 8 weeks.
Yeah. And that just depends. So if the 8 weeks is like really the beginning part of a longer program that you have in mind, and here's the thing, only sell the 8 weeks if that's the place where you feel like you really want to get started. If you're just like super curious right now what it's going to be like to have clients for 8 weeks, then that's a good reason to start with a smaller program like that. If you know what 8 weeks is going to be like, and you're already thinking like, I'm going to need at least 3 months with them, then I would say scrap 8 weeks. Let's go straight into the 3 months. Let's sell them right into the 3 months, right? And spend that time with them. Now, once they're re-upping, if they're in your program, whether it's 8 weeks or 3 months, and they're re-upping, you are going to have them take new steps with you. The process that you take them through might be similar, but remember, you're going to be stepping them on. It will be a 2.0 version. And putting people into a 2.0 version might be the first organic step in helping you build out an even longer program for the future. And we're doing all of this one-on-one in the beginning.
Okay.
Because as we market our services and we generate leads and we have our discovery sessions, we're getting people enrolled into our programs and putting them through it. It's an organic process in the beginning, and that is going to be one-on-one. The question of when do I transition to groups, I'm going to tell you the answer. You'll know when it's time. You'll be telling me, I'm tired of enrolling all these one-on-ones. I'm ready to do a group, and I have so many people asking me for these discovery sessions, and I'm ready. You'll be coming to us saying, I'm really ready to do a group. So don't worry about when. You'll know when.
And the discovery at first, that's maybe the 30-minute one, like a call. But then when I do put them into the group, even one-on-one, it's okay to go ahead and charge them for that, right? Or is that still all supposed to be free in the beginning?
Which group?
So I was thinking like the first discovery call with them, I thought was just kind of like get their feet wet. But then if I go ahead and take them through the 8 weeks one-on-one,
Then,
I'm okay to go ahead and charge for that.
Yep. Have them pay you for that for sure. Okay. That's your program. If it's an 8-week program, we're considering that your program for now, and you definitely want to charge for that. So work the marketable program training in your library, and it comes up with pricing and all of that good stuff. And then next time we meet, we can go over that together.
Great. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Go get your daughter.
Yeah.
Say good for you. Okay. Let's keep going here. Jen, how are you doing since yesterday? I think you got some coaching, niche coaching yesterday.
I'm feeling like I'm back in niche soup.
Yeah. I was feeling that yesterday.
Yeah, I felt like I got so much clarity, and then I got confused all over again. So your intuition is right on. I was going to try to just ask a quick, like straight up question first about the email list thing first, and then niche. I'm proud of myself. I recorded a free gift, and due to this whole program, I was like, oh no, I need it to be video as well. So I had a sound engineer with the audio, but then we used my iPhone for video. And there's a process of putting that all together. The video could be way better. I don't want to get stuck in the resistance of perfectionism. Question is it okay to just do a video and like I want to be seen more, right? And I recognize that video has more of that interaction. People are seeing me more. I know it's more important as a guided meditation for it to be, the audio to be great. Video is not great. What is your advice? Should I just do the video still, even though the video is not quite as good, but the audio is great? Or should I just do the audio with like a pretty picture of myself or something?
Yeah, I'm just feeling it out. You can't go wrong here, everyone. If you're making free gifts, remember it doesn't have to be perfect, but because you're telling me that the video is not great, I would just go audio. I mean, audio personally, I like to sit down and just close my eyes and take something in. That's me personally.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it doesn't always have to be video. Video's great. I'm not saying anything bad about video, but I think audio is still super valuable. So if it feels like that's the clean, clear, high quality thing to do right now, then go with that.
It feels more professional. I want the video to look professional if I'm asking people for thousands of dollars.
Totally. I think it's great. Audio.
Next. Yeah. Were you about to say something?
Nope.
Next quick question for the opt-in group, or for the opt-ins, collecting emails. I know that there should be follow-up emails like, thank you so much, this and that. I've heard in the past from other coaches that it's a series of about 6 emails, something like that, to really like hold that security.
Yeah.
What do you have on that?
Nurture sequence in your library under the list building.
Okay.
So L for list building in your library, it's called nurture sequence.
Got it. I'll look at it.
We'll have some templates there. Okay, now I'm going to give you a little bit of niche coaching.
Yes, please.
Do you have your marketable program all outlined?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I actually I thought maybe you'd go there, and I just did bullet points.
Okay, great. Give me some bullet points.
Boundaries, forgiveness work, earth connection, grounding, values, alignment and understanding alignment, speaking truth. So there's some vocal activation there, higher self meditation, motivating factors, sensuality, clearing clutter, inner child trauma work. These are some of the.
Yeah. So the big thing for you is to pick, am I leading with the relationship, or am I leading with, purpose? And even though in our coaching session, we went back and forth a couple times and then landed on purpose because that was what was lighting you up. What I heard you come forward with yesterday was relationship again. So I think that's where the confusion is. We're still going back and forth between relationship and purpose. Mm-hmm. And I recognize that the two go hand in hand with the women that you want to work with. And what I would say is that what you just read me, that could apply to both, but yeah. I feel and hear relationship around all of those different pieces.
Resistance is I've been dating myself for almost 4 years now. And I am wondering, because I'm so good. Like, I am so good at dating myself. Like, it is so fun. I love dating myself.
Yeah, can I ask you a vulnerable personal question?
Of course. Sure.
Do you want to date somebody?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
How so?
Another question.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be somebody here that you could trade with.
Yeah, Sharice and I are buddies. We just haven't gotten to meet yet.
Okay, well, you
I
guys
see her like
because the three of you would be a super magical combination of doing work together and supporting each other. But so good. On a personal level, you'd love to be with the other person. That may be the vulnerable part of you that's like, how am I going to help somebody else when I'm trying to help myself, right? And the next question I have for you is, do you feel like you could help somebody find somebody else?
Yes. Yes.
Even though you can't help yourself find somebody right now.
Well, hey, now I can help myself, but it just hasn't happened for me yet.
That's all we need to know. You've got plenty of confidence, sister.
I got
confidence on this, and you're trusting your path and the person that you're, wanting to be.
I'm just being discerning. I'm having a witch ceremony tonight with my witchy friends.
You're having a witch ceremony. You're being discerning. Like, these are all things that your clients are going to need to know about too, right? And so I see you as powerfully walking through your own process and confident enough to support people in another process. Now, while we're teaching people what we're learning, right, at the same time, and we're like maybe a step ahead and one step back sometimes, and it's really important for us to have our own support. And so it sounds like you have support. You are doing a ceremony tonight and you do have support. You've got the soul sisters here and, the women who can hold you in that so that you can be powerfully working your own process as you're working with your clients as well. That can create a real good energy and a vortex of energy around doing work with your clients because you are so knee deep in your own process. So
I reached out to my 4 favorite clients. So I have had probably about 20 clients now. And I did reach out to 4 of my faves and just said really straight up, like, hey, I want to know what your pain point was specifically. I know what your pain point was, but I want to give this opportunity to you.
Yeah. What'd they say?
I've heard back from one of them. And of course it's, thank you. Oh my God. But the straight up line I got was, I was confused in my purpose and also in her relationship. So really, I felt like a slight overlap with our personal call. I felt I got clarity in understanding that it was a micro niche, and now I'm again, pressed to choose. So they have both, right? Like all of them have both.
Yeah.
Confusion.
Try to keep getting those answers back. One's just not enough. Keep bugging them. Give them a reason to answer back. Like, tell them you'll give them a little free session or something like this.
Okay.
Just
recorded a free guidance meditation. I give them that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to be super clear with you, and
yes,
this for all of you as well. In our session, because I heard that yesterday, I'm not saying there's, where I felt like we left it is we were headed with purpose as your main message, and that the relationship would work. The deeper relationship work would happen as a byproduct.
Okay.
Within your program, but you're not actually leading with that in your messaging.
I see. Okay.
So when you came to the niche call yesterday and I heard relationship forward, I felt like we were back in confusion again. So that might be where a little clarity needs to happen. So keep asking for those responses.
Okay.
And if it is leading with purpose, then lead only with purpose.
Okay.
Knowing that you're going to do a lot of relationship work on the side with these women.
Okay. Yeah.
Or vice versa, right?
And yeah, and I did rewrite out my like what I do statement as a purpose clarity coach. So
awesome.
I'll work that out with my buddies.
You've got a lot there, and now it's about getting that feedback and then choosing which path you're going to go forward with, and then starting that lead.
I will say with the 4, I realized like, oh, they all had communication opportunity. Like they're all like, don't know how to clearly communicate their feelings. So that would be relationships, right?
Again, but this is all about the deeper work that you're doing with them within.
It's relationships.
This is about you knowing what they need to do in order to get clear. And it's not necessarily about them in their pain point going, this is what I want.
Yes. Okay.
And we want to find out in their pain point what they're saying. I want this right now. I'm in pain and I want this right now. That's what we want to find out.
I do.
Save all the rest of the goodies, the magic sauce, for later on in the program.
I would say do a lot of like inner child, higher self, trauma release, forgiveness. And I think what I'm most resistant upon with the relationships is that people are going to come to me for partnership versus like they have to heal the wounds of their family of origin, things like that.
Everybody wants, so guys,
help me out.
Girls, women, goddesses, our highest expression of self right here. Pay attention. Everybody wants a quick and easy fix. Unfortunately, like we've all been sold that bill of goods, and we want it to be comfortable and we want it to be quick. Well, guess what? That's not how this shit happens. So what we're actually giving them is a process. We're giving them a really solid holding. We're walking them through their transformations, right? And we know that it's going to take some deeper work. They're not thinking about that in the moment when they're paying you. You are going to stretch them as a coach, to do some deeper child work, whether they come to you to find that partner or they come to you to find that purpose. You're going to have to bring them back to self. You're going to have to have them look at their conditioning. You're going to have them remove blocks, right? So we have to really hold space for knowing that this is a process and there's a lot of deeper work involved. But in our messaging, we're really meeting them right at that pain point and right what they want. And we're showing them what you want is possible. And here's how you get there. But we have to say, we know what you want. And here's what you want. And we know it and it's possible. Come in.
And so just specifically with the niche of relationship and all the research that you have done and Women Rocking Business, is you're saying in relationship, the one that is marketable is the one that is for partnership. Is that what I'm hearing correctly?
There's been multiple ways our women have marketed relationship niches, but what I am saying is it's not marketable to say your path to relationship is through your self-love.
I definitely get that. Yeah.
Okay. Because, or, date yourself.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yourself, right? Let them know, you understand they really want to date somebody else, right? Let them know. And that's actually possible. And then take them on the journey into what it means to really date themselves first.
Or maybe it's more so have a better relationship or deeper relationship with the people that are close to you already.
All of the above. Yeah. Okay, those are all great steps on the way to a really healthy partnership.
Okay, a healthy partnership. There we go. Thank
There we
you.
go.
Woo!
Okay,
Thank
big kiss for
you.
you. Mwah, you are working it and I love it.
Doing it.
You are on the verge of seeing the one clear path for your niche. I can feel it. Okay, yeah, sparkle fingers. Pamela.
There we go. Thank you. I'm just love the calls, and especially the last few ones that we've been doing on niche clarity. And my question is, as I try to maybe niche down even a little bit more, even though a lot of the work that I do with my bulls is transformational coaching on the back end, I feel that the bulls are more my lead magnets, so to speak, and they are really powerful. So my question is, I'm wondering if I should say that the people, I serve people on a spiritual path who are interested in using the power of crystalline sound to assist them in effortlessly jumping into the next octave of their spiritual development. Or whether I actually say I support people who already understand the importance of frequency and vibrational alignment to use the power of crystalline sound to jump into the next level octave.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is the bowl something that they get when they jump into your program, or is that separate?
Well, actually what happens is my discovery sessions, I really do help people find their bowl mates. I mean, people are working, and I have, you know, I was laughing about that other because, you know, it's funny. I love the grow conversation because I can help people tune in to what frequencies they're working on so that they can find that vibrational alignment with the core of their being, and it helps them jump a quantum level into the next octave of what they're working on. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of fun to have that. And
so do people come to you to find their frequency or to find their bowl mate?
To find their bowl mate.
Okay. So I think leading with, you know, find your bowl mate and your frequency and your frequency and vibration is a really key aspect to follow it up with, because frequency and vibration, I mean, people who are looking for a bowl mate, they're already clued into frequency and vibration. Yeah. But they might not know what frequency or vibration they need to have, and they might not know what to do with it once they have it. They might not know how to, you know, really think. So if you're attracting people, you know, to find their bowl mate, and then are you willing to sell them just the bowl, or are you only willing to sell a program with the bowl?
Well, that is, I guess, the other thing too. You're talking about making sure that you have one offer. And I feel like my marketable program kind of moves into a program of play it forward, where I train people how to use their bowls. And then the advanced training is people who actually would want to do sound baths and utilize the bowls and create events using the power of sound.
Okay, cool.
And how to choose an entire array of love frequency, 432 solfeggio. I mean, there's so many cool.
That's like really advanced. So let's put the advanced, because the advanced it's awesome. It's intriguing, you know. Let's put the advanced on the shelf for a minute and just go, let's make your program coupled with the bowl mate. Mm-hmm. And that when they buy a bowl with you, they get the program as part of their purchase.
Okay, that's cool.
So how do we price, and the big question you're going to want to be answering for yourself is, how do we price this program as a, you know, as a part of the purchase of the bowl? And you may know that your cost for the bowls are this, and normally your regular markup would be this, but I'm going to couple in the fact that I'm going to be giving them some, you know, free session, or, you know, not free sessions, but some private sessions and
private sessions.
Let's make the price of the bowl include that. And you can let people know. Now, if people ask you, well, I just want the bowl, and they're just like, seriously, they just want the bowl, they don't want any of your training, then you can make a choice of whether or not you just, you know, sell them the bowl, and you can be like, well, great, the cost of the bowl and normal regular price is this. and they'll see that only for like a couple, whatever, $100 or $1,000 more or whatever, they're actually going to get some really cool training with it. They might, you know, make that decision. But your offer should just be find your bowl mate. And bowl mate, it's a concept. Bowl mate is a concept that comes along with a program, because they're going to need to know how to really connect with their bowl mate.
I got that URL to findyourbowlmate.com.
Oh, that's cool. Find your
so, but it is a frequency thing too. But yeah, because I feel like one of the things that one of the benefits is I really can help people tune into the harmony and the wisdom of their heart. So I'm kind of, it's a little bit playing off of music, and you're saying to make it really specific. So I help people tune into the wisdom of their heart knowing, which is tuning, and then have harmony between what they think, what they say, and what they do.
I love that.
So they can find vibrational alignment with their dream life and experience more presence, which is the most important thing that happens with bulls, more prosperity, because when you're in tune with what you love, I shouldn't be explaining it. If I have to explain it, it's stupid. Okay, so experience more presence, more prosperity, more passion, and playfulness, to bring back the playfulness and play.
Yeah. And all of those things are wonderful, and I love them, and I think you can roll with that. I will say this, you're naturally inclined to explain them is a giveaway. It's telling me that those words might be a little bit conceptual, and that we need to even just break it down to more simplified terms. Right? Like, what does prosperity really truly bring us? What does presence really truly bring us? I don't walk around saying I want presence all the time, but I meditate every single day because I really do want presence. I want what it actually brings me.
Okay, so go to what each one of those words actually brings. The other question I had someone, I was kind of keeping it in threes, like the 3 Ps, like presence, passion, and playfulness is what I originally had. And I had someone add in prosperity. Is that too many P's when you get into 4? Is it too much?
I totally get the alliteration and the playing with words. And I oftentimes see clients, you know, just overthinking it in this way. And so I would say, let it go. You know, don't go out trying to create, you know, the 4 magic P's or the 3 magic P's. Because you can just go down a rabbit hole with all that stuff, and it's not actually the thing that's going to sell your program, right? And just trust that if you get the messaging down to the place where we're really describing, you know, the tangible results, that those natural systems and fun languaging is going to naturally emerge out of it, not the other way around.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really will dive into what those P's, instead of peeing on myself. I'm trying to get to the right, you know.
Totally.
Taking too much time.
Stick with vibration and frequency and heart. Those things really resonated when I heard you talk about them.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thanks. Another P.
Soulmate.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I feel like we're going to get to everybody. So we've got 3 going on here. I want to get to Diane next. Diane.
I'm here.
There you are. Okay.
I'm here. My question is about engaging Facebook groups. And so I've been trying to create community in my Facebook group. And sometimes I just pose, you know, simple questions for them to answer. Sometimes just an informative video. And whenever I try to go a little bit deeper and to, you know, kind of build that more intimate community, I get like 0 response. So I feel like I'm having to keep it on a surface level, but I really want to go deeper with them. And then I'm not sure if that's the right way at all to go, because I remember Sage saying something about just going in once a week or so and deliver good content. And then that's it. But I'm trying to engage.
Yes.
I'm not sure if anyone else feels that.
I feel you. And I think you're not alone here. Definitely, the deeper content and the deeper work needs to happen in a container. Like it just needs to happen in a solid container where we have people with us and we can bring them along into that deeper work. Oftentimes it'll just fall flat. So when it comes to engaging, we do need to stick with, and I don't like necessarily to call it the surface level because I'm not a surface woman. I don't like small talk or surface level, conversation. But I also recognize that there, trust and vulnerability and all of that stuff has to be set in a context so that we can go deeper together in a meaningful way. So what I would suggest is, test out a couple things like a visibility challenge, or not a visibility challenge. That just popped out of my mouth. So I'm going to say that maybe it is a visibility challenge. You could totally do that. But what I was actually meaning to say was a vulnerability challenge. So you could be you could say, you could do a weekly vulnerability post and you could lead with an example, a vulnerable example. Like, how do I, lead with a vulnerable example that gives them a framework for what it means to get vulnerable here, right? So give them an example and make a vulnerability, weekly vulnerability post, and then see if you can get women to start doing that. Now you might need to give them a reason why. Why is it important for you to comment on these weekly vulnerability posts? It's important because this is the key to XYZ. This is the key to starting to find yourself again, as we were talking about earlier this morning. Diane and I had a coaching session, and her niche is really about women in transitions, in a big life transition, needing to find themselves again. And so there's value in them commenting on a weekly vulnerability post because it's going to help them get in touch with themselves, right? Mm-hmm. So you need to just spell that out for them.
Thank you. I have tried that, and I think I share my own vulnerability whenever I can and feel it's appropriate. It's just painful at times when you don't get any kind of response.
Totally. Just remember, keep it super bite-sized. You might be sharing your story and it might not be possible or feasible for women to get on and share their story or even know where to start. So keep it super bite-sized. One little tiny aspect of your vulnerable story that was, maybe it's the fall point, maybe it's the turning point, maybe it's the aha moment. Keep it super simple. Give me one aha moment you had when blah, 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 right? So it might just be that you need to keep it more bite-sized when you're sharing your vulnerable example.
Okay.
Thank you. Great. Yeah, you're welcome. Mwah. Big kiss for Diane. Okay, moving right along. I just love when we can get to everybody. It makes me so happy. Teresa.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good. I just got back from letting my dog in, so I'm glad I didn't miss you calling me. My question is, I have so many ELA Facebook friends right now. I think I've grown it to 350 since I started in April. Excuse me. And I feel like that's all I'm seeing right now are those Facebook or the ELA sisters, which I love them all. And there's so much great information that comes across, but how do I build my own group without it just being ELA sisters?
Just keep adding to that group. Yeah, and be grateful for the fact that you have people commenting on there.
Oh, I do, but it's just like, I feel like that's, I may hire one of my ELA sisters, or they may hire me, right? But more than likely not, right? So
yeah,
I want to make sure I'm populating it with
just keep adding to your group using the strategies for building your Facebook group that we have in like the Facebook mini challenge launch course. Just keep using those strategies because it's great that they're in there and they're populating it. I can tell you if you have 350 women, you know, I'm probably only 50.
No, that's on my personal feed that I populated with, not into my Facebook group.
Okay, gotcha.
So I don't want to go invite just all of them. Like, I mean, I've been invited to a lot of the sisters groups and I've gone into them for support.
Why don't you want to invite people from your feed, your personal feed into your Facebook group?
Oh, I will, but you know where I am.
Yeah.
I'm just starting. So what I did, you know, I guess I love and honor the sisters that are, you know, the ELA sisters and some of the other people that I've made, but how do I invite other people other than them into my group too? You know, when that's all I'm seeing on my feed right now, because there's so much conversation, you know, with the algorithms.
Oh, so how do you invite?
I mean, I'm just like the plain Jane people of my life, right? Not the ELA sisters. How did I get them to see me? I guess is a better way of asking that question.
Same strategies.
Okay.
You may be seeing ELA sisters because those are the ones that are active, but you're still going to use that. You can just ignore all of that because that's just activity that's there, right?
Right.
And you can continue to do the same strategies we're teaching for filling your Facebook groups.
Okay.
You know, you're going to want to boost posts. You're going to want to make videos.
Right.
You're going to want to private message people. You're going to want to network and go into other groups and, you know, mention what you're up to and private message people and connect. You're going to want to ask other people to share your posts when you're doing something special that you want more people to know about. You know, all of those things are what are going to get more people in there. You're going to want to think about what's my Facebook challenge and how do I get people into my group to, you know, to participate. What's my free opt-in, right? All of those strategies are going to bring people into your group. I wouldn't even pay attention to all the activity that's going on with ELA. You know, I would just say those people are there. There's nothing to really say about it. It's great that they're there, but like you're just going to keep your eye on continuing to grow, use the grow strategies, not the grow template, but you know, the grow your group strategies, Facebook strategies to keep putting people in. Yeah. And that's by doing your weekly lives, by doing your Facebook challenges, by offering your free gifts, by doing interviews, all of that good stuff.
Okay. So I know I got to go back and read all that stuff again, but just help me clarify. I have my personal Facebook page.
Yeah.
I have my professional Facebook group and my professional Facebook page, which I do nothing with that. Okay. Should the professional be connected with my professional group?
I don't.
Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah, it's totally possible that you have all three of those, right? Ladies, like you're gonna have your personal Facebook page that you've had since whatever, maybe a decade now.
Right.
And then you're gonna have the professional page that you put together when you decided to start your own business, and it's sitting there and it's not doing much. And then you have this new professional Facebook group that we've been telling you to put a fancy face test passing title on and start getting people in there, right? So those three things can totally exist in your world. And the truth is the group is where all the action is at, because that's where we want to engage with people. That's where we want to be offering, you know, our free content and all of that stuff. And what's happening on your Facebook professional business page is where you're promoting things like interviews, challenges. Maybe you're going live onto your professional Facebook page once in a while and talking about the topics that are most relevant to the people that you want to attract, right? That's going to happen on your business page. You can share what's happening on your business page with your professional page. If there's more, or I'm sorry, let me be very clear.
Personal page. On
your personal page, if there's more people on your personal page, and you want them to see it as well, you can always share what you've put on your business page onto your personal page to get more eyeballs. You can boost your posts from your professional page to get more eyeballs on it, right? You want whatever you put on your professional business page to be having some call to action once in a while, every couple of posts. You want some call to action, getting them into your Facebook group, which is where you house them. You house these potential clients. Is that helpful?
It is. Do you even have to have that professional page?
You don't have to. Actually, I think you want it because when it comes to boosting posts, I don't think you can boost posts on your personal page.
Okay, I haven't gotten there yet. So, okay, that makes sense. All right, sounds good. All right, thank you. That's very helpful.
Good. Just, be linking them up by sharing what you're doing on one of those pages. Share it with all the pages, right?
Okay,
yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Big kiss for you. Mwah. Figuring it out. We are at the top of the hour and I have one more and I'm going to stay on for less than 5 minutes to talk to Roomby and then we're going to say goodbye. So Roomby, what you got?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to find out what the best way is to repurpose, say, PowerPoint presentations. Because before I wasn't really a live person. So I always, made these presentations, OTs for training, and I've got quite a few. And I'm wondering how can I best use them to get more clients?
I love PowerPoint presentations. And if you're not into doing face videos, you could totally do a live video with a PowerPoint. Mm-hmm. And you could create, you could do the presentation and then have it recorded and turn it into something that you could offer as a free gift, right? So Roomby, for you, because you're doing all this amazing, skincare and stuff, let's say that you do a training using your PowerPoint, you record it, you upload it to your YouTube channel. Your YouTube channel, by the way, is connected to your Google account. So if you have a Google account, you automatically have your own YouTube channel. If you don't have those things yet, they're really easy to get. And you can make that a free offering that people get. They get this free training, which is, your PowerPoint with all your good stuff. And they get that free training when they're in your group.
Great. Yeah.
Awesome. So, PowerPoints are great. And you can totally repurpose them as live trainings too. They don't have to just be recorded free gifts that you give out. If you have PowerPoints that you love and you want to reuse, absolutely offer that as a free live training. Even if your face isn't, you might want to get on there and introduce yourself and say a few things and then go into the PowerPoint and give some free, make some live trainings with those PowerPoints.
So on YouTube, do I then need to put the group description, a group link to get them into my group?
On YouTube, let's see, you would make it, I think you would make the video unlisted.
Okay.
And then once it's unlisted, then nobody can access that video through YouTube. They can only access it through the link that you provide them.
Okay.
And so then you would put the link then you would say, get this free training.
Okay.
And you go to my group and get this free training. Yeah. And then in your group, in your files, you would put the link to you would say free training and you would put the link to the YouTube video.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. Woohoo! We made it. Everybody got their questions. You guys asked awesome questions today. This is a super engaging call. And now you get to go stretch and get some fresh air and some water. I'm going to go do some weightlifting in case you wanted to know. That's what I'm doing next. And then I will be back for some more coaching, one-on-one coaching this afternoon. And I'm just sending you off with blessings and love and appreciation for everything that you're doing to build your businesses. And remember, your clients are waiting for you. You're next. They can't wait to have you. The money's coming. Whatever Devashi's saying, she's saying something. She's making some.
Oh, this is wait in sign language, and this is yay, 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 yay.
Yay! Okay, good. I love it. So unmute yourself on your way out. Give us a little wahoo, or give us a goodbye, and I'll see you.
Thank you so much, Shannon, and everyone for your amazing questions.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.